mental health. By you actually coming out and really expressing and showing yourself, freeing yourself from the hidden shit, you will help so many people. I know you probably think you're not good enough, probably. You don't want to fuck nothing up that what you built, so you gotta just surrender your real soul and let the puppet always take over. So you can't go and enjoy what all these streamers is enjoying, and you are a big part of all this. It's tough.
Yeah, let me try one more time. Let me try one more time to do a little bit of homework about this condition that she's got, right? So according to Black Boy Max, she's going through a condition, a disability or something. So hypoproteinemia. Can you break that down for me, co-pilot?
Sure thing. So hyperproteinemia is basically when the level of protein in your blood is lower than normal. It's a bit like your body is running low on a key ingredient that it needs to build.
So what physical dysfunction may it implicate on the body?
Well, that's a pretty broad question, actually, Cizwe. It really depends on what kind of dysfunction you're talking about.
So a streamer that that never wants to show their face, I think because of social challenges in terms of social engagement, they never want to show their face. So do you think hypoproteinemia could like be a result of that?
Okay, I see where you're going with this. Yes, definitely. Hypoproteinemia, which is basically low levels of protein in the blood, can totally be tied to certain physical conditions. Could be related to nutrition, issues with how your body absorbs protein, or even some kidney or liver conditions. So yeah, it could definitely be a result of something else going on physically.
So how can that affect, let's say a person that has hypoproteinemia, how can that affect their social engagement negatively?
That's a pretty thoughtful question. So if someone's dealing with hypoproteinemia, it can mean they're feeling fatigued or weak, which can make them less inclined to get out there and mingle. They might also deal with swelling or other physical symptoms that make them feel self-conscious in social settings. So in a roundabout way, yeah, physical health issues like that can totally have a ripple effect on someone's social life.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I'm just trying to bring understanding to my brother dog. I feel like it might not. I feel like even if she wanted to come out there, right, it might really be challenging considering the condition, right? I mean, my boy Black Boy Max for bringing me to light with that. Like I didn't even know that. I'm saying that's tough. What?
This is genuine love coming
no.
from this.
Oh yeah, it is love. It's like in terms of the love, yeah. She is getting genuine love. It's just I wish you could just like let people understand. Like come out with the transparency of that. Don't be like, yo, I'm ugly. That's why I'm not showing myself, right? That's kind of insensitive.
Too subconsciously there, and I did it earlier instead of later because I'm trying to use the fewest amount of senses. I figured it was two birds, one stone. Now the ordered listening comes later. Obviously this is me saying I have 18 psychology hacks, I have a full playbook. This is me presenting the plan to you. And then right after I finish the hook, I then reiterate that there are 6 checkpoints and those checkpoints are stage gates. I say it again because I don't want 18 to feel overwhelming, so I say 6 again to break it down. That's how important it is to explain things with structure. And this all happened in 24 seconds across 12 sentences. If you can pull a viewer through these 3 checkpoints as fast as possible, they will then be primed for the rest of the video. Okay, so
nice. Let's see what else, bro. What else? Energy, trance rhythm. Yo, you guys so into this thing, bro. There's like a point called trance rhythm here. Like, are we trying to put these viewers in a trance type shit? That's crazy. Check it out, dude.
But a great way to do this is what I call a trance rhythm. If you create a desirable rhythm with the cadence of your words, they will stay because it's soothing to listen to. I've noticed that the monotony that comes with same length sentences actually leads to boredom and then people churn. So the best way to do this is to use your voice as an instrument and try to deliver off-balance enunciation, off-balance cadence to create this rhythm. Keep them on their toes. Some short sentences and then deliver some long legato sentences, some compound sentences, some quick sentences. Keep them off balance and it creates this trance style rhythm where they're just locked into hearing it. It's almost like music in a way. You look down your script and you don't see a jagged line with the end of your sentences. That means all of your sentences are around the same length and it creates that monotonous plodding feeling. You want that jagged line. So look down your script and make sure you have that. All right, so now we've come to the last checkpoint, checkpoint 6. This is what you're after. The whole reason you do 1 through 5 is to get
nerdy about, yo, this is crazy. Like, I appreciate it. I'm not gonna lie, I do appreciate it. Right? I do appreciate it. But like, don't look at this and be like, yo, this is how a nigga's supposed to do step by step. You know, come with every step exactly and follow it exactly. It's like, nah, dog. Like trance rhythm, put your people in a trance so that, you know what I mean? But as I broke it down, it's not like trance in a negative state, so that we can all get to this realization of like the intention of why we do this. You know what I'm saying? And with the added benefit of us living off of it. Come on, let's not act like that. That's not a benefit. You know what I mean? So it's not about like, at the same time, it's not about following these steps exactly step by step. Right? Hold on. Like y'all can go tap in, man. Like this is the third time I tell y'all this. If y'all want the full exact video breakdown from, you know, beginning to end, I just want to get to the last point right quick, the recap, so that, you know.
Technology tip, hack number 18 is the recap. Tell the viewer what you're gonna do it, and then remind them at the end of what you did. That reminding is the recap. This is the final nail that closes the loop on that pain point solution gap. And then by doing that, it reminds them that they should take the action if they haven't yet solved the pain. Watch, I'm gonna show you an example right here as I close this, but I'm only doing it as long as you take the action. Look in the description. All right, guys, that's all I have for this video. Those were 18 tricks to hack viewer psychology to get more addicted into
I could be the next Allen Iverson. I could have been
the hype for it too, right? Nigga told me I've never met Ty Boogie. I know this because he shared it. You know what I'm saying? He shared it. You know what I'm saying? He shared it. Not just one nigga. Just stand out, nigga. Share about yourself, brother. You know what I'm saying? Share it through that shaking voice. Through that nervous shaking voice. Coverage. And you will emerge victorious.
the next Dwayne Wade. And then the E would be the example. Like, I was that kid growing up that I would play basketball in the rain. Like, I didn't care if none of my friends wanted to come outside. When I was living in New York, there were times it would start raining while I'm playing and I'm still playing. But some way, somehow in my head, this was all going to be a part of my grinding story, you know? So that's why I love basketball so much. So I brought it back around. That's why I love basketball so much. So I bring that up because sometimes knowing that you have like a formula in your head, it makes it easier to communicate with people, because I think kind of like that question of, tell me something about yourself. A lot of times, tell me something about yourself is like, okay, where do I start? I know.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, yo, you know what's crazy, bro? You know what's crazy? I feel like the more, okay, the older I've grown, you know what I'm saying? As I said, bro, I just told you my age. It's like I'm 29. I'm grown as shit. But it's like, you know what I'm saying? In the whole journey of my life, right? What I've learned is that the more confidence I had about myself, it's like, you know, with the example of, yo, tell me about yourself. It's like I need you to be more specific, because sometimes people really don't want to hear you know, you tell them about yourself. Like, I realize, like, people don't actually give. You know what I'm saying? It's actually one of those what do they call these things? Just an engraved sort of programming where you just ask somebody, yo, just to do that, just to, I don't know, establish some sort of small talk or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Because if you really did want to know about me, there would be I mean, specific details you would double down on. Like, what do you mean, tell me about you type shit? You know what I'm saying? So at that point where it's like shallow, like sometimes these things, they are not answerable, bro. You know what I'm saying? Especially nowadays. It's a fast-paced world we live in, first of all. You know what I'm saying? So what do you mean? What do you mean? Like, ask me specifics, bro. You feel what I'm saying? Now, when we go into specifics, I yap a freaking lot, bro. Y'all can even already tell. Let me stop right here, bro, because y'all can already tell, nigga, I yap. So you already can have the idea. Like, no, I'm not afraid to express, bro. It's just like, what are you talking about? Like, what are you asking me exactly? Like, ask me specifics, bro. We can dive into this shit like the whole day. Facts.
Know so much about me. So where do I start? Just stay in one place. If you want to talk about where you're from, just
detect bot activity. Wasn't able to save their own ass when somebody came to hack them?
Damn.
You mean the same Spotify that has Daniel Ek taking hundreds of millions of dollars out because, hey, it's payday, doesn't have the type of security necessary to protect the very art on the page? This is fishy. This is fishy. You know, there was a part of me that wondered, with all the advancements in AI and all of the sort of the elbowing that they're doing into the conversation, I wondered if there would be sort of a rogue group that would pop up like this. Something about this just doesn't feel, you know, my spidey senses is tingling in a different way, but I'm gonna let them finish it off.
As for now, Spotify maintains that only metadata, not the music itself, has been released, but the implications are already massive.
300 terabytes. And the reason I have my suspicions is because I feel like Spotify has been on a very obvious campaign to rid the platform of as much unnecessary music, whatever they deem as unnecessary, as much unnecessary human contributed music as possible, so that they can populate it with more AI-based music by their producers like Johan Rohr, allegedly. So I think they've been doing things like the threshold system. Even if it's not getting rid of them physically from the platform, it's definitely to pay them less.
To pay them less. So like taking out stress from just like, you know, oh, they're paid. Oh my God. Oh, so it's a whole thing of like, because they see a whole lot of artists is like crying out about, you know, the peanuts that, you know, platforms like Spotify be paying people, paying artists, and you know what I mean, how a whole bunch of a pie, a cake is taken by major artists and this, that, and the third, and even with the fact that those major artists be buying these things, they be boughting, you know what I'm saying, and these boughting activities are happening on these platforms that don't even pay people shit anyway. It's like, what the hell are we doing? It's making sense now, god damn it. You know what I'm saying? So these niggas is running away from, you know, they're running away from their obligation, their responsibility of this, or they manipulating their way away from it. It's crazy, bro. Because now they're looking at, okay, if we can just like get rid of these human artists, right? Populate our shit with some AI joints, you know what I'm saying? Then, you know, an AI doesn't have to eat, you know what I'm saying? An AI doesn't have to, you know, they don't have no desires. They don't have like goals of making more money. And Spotify's not even paying me half my shit. What's going on, nigga? It's like, yo, yeah. It's better for them to just have, you know, have artificially, you know, artificial intelligence generating the music on their platforms, right? Now they've seen that, nah, the humans are becoming more and more problematic, bro. How do we phase them all away out of our system? That's crazy. You know, now all of y'all, you know, music data out there, y'all artists out there, they got all y'all shit on Spotify. Now all of that shit is in jeopardy.
So when I see something like this, it's like, oh no,
Oh shit.